All right, the iced tea drinking game for today is how many times can you say debate? You drank, so you're already winning.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, finally.
Oh, never time. Oh, gee, baby. Chris Starwalt's very first time with us post the television version of us.
True.
You did the digital hangout with us each day of the Republican National Convention.
Couple times.
Yep.
Felt longer for you.
Really fun.
Yes.
No, we love having
you. There are
you.
no breaks during that 60-minute.
It's a real 60 minutes.
It's a good thing that I
One must said in 1989, faux shizzle.
Faux cheesy, yes.
Could you maybe tell people logging on just now,
right.
Just a little bit about yourself and where you
Yeah, they don't know who you are.
Oh.
That's not true.
So I was...
Familiarization is a process.
I am a child of Appalachia and the industrial Midwest. My father was a coal salesman, and my family moved around the industrial Midwest. I was born in Detroit, lived in St. Louis, but grew up mostly in Ohio County, West Virginia. And I am a simple country pundit. I worked for about a dozen years as a state capitol reporter and analyst in Charleston, West Virginia, and never thought. You know, the funny thing about God is that I'm glad I don't have to do his job because I would screw it up. If you told me 10 years ago or 15 years ago, when I thought I was quite successful, if you'd have told me I'd be sitting here doing this now, I would not have believed you. I would have in no way believed you. And moreover, if you'd have told me, I'd have screwed it up trying to make it happen. So suit up and show up. What I tell kids when I go talk to college students and schools, I always say the same thing. Suit up and show up. You do your job, and you let God or the universe or the flying spaghetti monster or whatever you believe in, you let him, her, or it take care of the rest.
Beautiful.
All right.
I love that.
Yeah.
As my husband says,
okay, that's going to do it for this day's show.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to have you. Yeah, so how do you apply that to the election?
Well, I do apply it to the election in this sense. I am not in charge of this election, right? Neither is Donald Trump, neither is Hillary Clinton.
Who's in charge?
The voters of the United States of America are in charge of this election, and they will see their will done. And it will work, and it will happen, and we will have this election. Abraham Lincoln in 1864 could have said, nah, I think an election sounds like a bad idea, guys, don't you? The nation's capital is under threat. The army of Northern Virginia is right there. And do we really want to do this? And how do we really, would it be smart to do it now? And not only did Lincoln call for the election, but he also had the army vote, and he wanted to make sure that the soldiers could have their votes cast. And I'm sure the internet knows this story because it's the internet. But the votes that came in from the people at home in the Union were against Lincoln, and they were for George McClellan, who was a general that Lincoln had fired, who promised to sue for peace and have the war end with a boundary between the Confederate states and the northern states. And Lincoln thought that he had lost. And then the votes from the army came in. The very people that McClellan said he was trying to save, preserve their lives, the votes from the army came in, and they were overwhelming for Lincoln. They were overwhelming for Lincoln. And those votes in that election saved the Republic and brought about the swift and speedy end of the Civil War and the reunification of the country. And by God, if we can survive the 1864 election, I'm pretty confident that we can handle baskets of deplorables and the CNN battleground.
Well, I was reading this weekend, and I retweeted out that the Grover Cleveland in 1884 was called a fornicator. And actually, like, nasty elections
now
go
that's
back
now that's an advantage. That's a plus. That's a bumper sticker now. Fornicate.
They go back to the birth of our republic. And
Quite
wasn't it Adams who was called a hermaphrodite?
He was called hermaphroditic, and Thomas Jefferson and Dusky Sally Hemings, as she was referred to, that constantly chased him. Politics have been gross before. It's just gross at such a larger decibel level and such a larger volume.
And social media.
Exactly. The fire hose that people are subjected to constantly. You peer out of the world. You say, oh, good morning, world. What's going on today? And the fire hose is immediately turned in your face that not only everything is horrible, but also will never survive. And I've had enough of this defeatist United States. I'm ready for America.
Okay, let me ask you a
question.
Where did you go to college, and what did you major in?
I went to Hampden-Sydney College, which is an all-male college college in Virginia, liberal arts college. Enter as boys, leave as men. I majored in history. I majored in history, and with a lot of religion classes. And I'm a strong proponent of a good liberal arts education, so that you can be rooted in the classics, be rooted in the canon, know what your culture is, know what knowledge, learn to appreciate knowledge, and then start to apply it.
Interesting.
Wow, you are the deep end of the ocean, my friend.
You're getting a lot of shout-outs on our Facebook Overtime page. Todd Narden says, I tell you what, this guy is awesome.
He doesn't know me yet.
Scott Fitzpatrick says, hello from Colorado. Great show today. A lot of people weighing in. Harris, do you have anything?
Yeah, actually, I have my own question for you, piggybacking all of that motivational.
The comments must be really bad then.
Inspiration.
They're all very good.
Yeah, okay, I'll ask for
I'm
question.
kidding.
No. But can we survive the liberal Supreme Court justices, that is, if Hillary Clinton were to win?
So, a good argument that Donald Trump has made is, and he has put out lists and lists of potential Supreme Court appointees on his part to say to conservatives who have been very leery of him, not just on a personality basis, but also on some of his positions, like a new entitlement program for family leave and some foreign policy issues. And he says, but the Supreme Court, if Hillary Clinton gets the Supreme Court, you'll lose it for a generation, and your gun rights will be ruined, and you will also see partial birth abortion and things like that.
You know what? That's the thing that most people said to me when I was at this football.
Right.
I mean, totally unscientific, but when you have strangers coming up to you and giving you, their 2 cents, they were on both sides. I mean, they weren't all Republicans at all. I would say the people came up were sort of evenly split. They all said Supreme Court justices, almost all of them.
Because
like whatever side you're on, like they're like, this is why I'm voting.
You're absolutely right. That's the one issue where people, regardless of their contempt possibly for Donald Trump and some of the stuff that's come up about his personal life, and a lot of people that I talk to have issues with that. No, but that's the one issue where they're like, I don't care. I may disagree with him on foreign policy. I may think that he is philosophically untethered. However, the Supreme Court alone is a single issue that will allow.
I want to get another question in from the live chat. Tom Poulin says, no, Chris, we the people are not in control of this election. The FBI failed to do its job. How can we trust any arm of the government?
Then it's time for a revolution. Right? I mean, honestly, at a certain point...
We're having one. It's 9,500 people on our live chat right now.
And
we're having our own revolution.
Fire it up.
Exactly.
But honestly...
Fire it up.
Bumper sticker.
If you believe that the criminal justice system of the United States not only has been corrupted, but is a corrupt entity, if you believe that that's true, if you believe that the elections are fixed, if you believe all that stuff, it's too late. Then you're already too late. I don't know why you'd bother going to vote in an election that you thought was already rigged, that you thought that everything was already set up. That's my point. What has to happen to make America better, to improve the things, is what? People have to get in the pool and swim. You have to get in there with the other people. You have to say, well, I don't agree with you about this and I don't agree with you about that, but we're going... When you read the Federalist Papers, when you look at the fights that were going on at the founding of the country, deep division, people still found ways to get together and make things happen. If you say, on the other hand, it's all rigged, this is totally corrupt, then you're excusing yourself from having to go engage with those people.
I think that what you're hearing from a lot of people, though, is like, we started out with a lot more people who seemed a lot more sane.
Right.
And now, in 330 million people in this country, we're down to these 2 people.
How did we get here?
How did we get these 2 people who are horribly flawed?
I think that every year when I watch So You Think You Can Dance. It's really the same thing.
All right, Spikester0 says, Chris, a West Virginia native, take me home country roads.
True that. And it is, and you know what?
Are you going to sing?
Was John Denver from West Virginia?
No, and he didn't, and he got the song wrong.
He was from Colorado, wasn't he?
The Shannon, well, he was an Army brat. He grew up all over, but, and what was his original name? His real name is...
Rick Springfield.
No, Bettendorf. I think Bettendorf.
Is
but
that
anyway,
true?
It's something like that.
I have to hit the Google machine on that one.
But when we look at West Virginia, I will put this plug in for West Virginia, the 35th state, the most beautiful state in the Union, and the state with the kindest, nicest people. And people around the world know America, across the world know West Virginia because of John Denver's song. So he got the geography wrong, but I can be in Jamaica or I can be in Germany, and people know that song and they can sing along. So John Denver...
You go there on your private jet.
That's because that's how I roll, as part of the globalist elite.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I had promised that I was going to mention my 71 plus group. I had interviewed a group of women down at the Villages. that we had mentioned off camera earlier for other reasons.
Did you get your own golf cart? Or?
No.
Did you play golf?
But I mean, that
like the
entire
meadows
community.
where the meets?
They had all their golf carts decked out.
Yeah, they got fly golf carts. Yeah.
And then when you talk to them, they're just truly concerned about the fate of this country.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Fun to have you.
Oh, Chris Dyer, well, last word.
70 minutes, including the live version of us. We were on Steyer. Well,
You're better than that.
Never.